Hello, Cale Anderson here, beaming in through the internet of destiny. Um, yeah, I wanted to talk about a little bit of a. This is a little bit of a video entry. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I feel like I've hit a bit of a wall or a plateau that I'm just now realizing. Well, first of all, that plateau that I've reached is this feeling of going inside and, soul searching and getting into the icky, gross parts of myself and going inwards a lot and figuring out what is wrong with me and then healing that, or figuring out, why does my mind do this when things are good? Why do I self-destruct? Why, if I'm interested in a person, do I do this thing? Why do I not follow through with that idea and all this stuff? So I've hit this plateau where I feel like I've done the majority of the work I can do solo, and now I need to go back out into the world. So this plateau I've reached, that I've held my hands like this, I realize I can just be this finger and go like this, beep, and just walk, because what was in my life prior to this wasn't satisfying. And 9 months ago, when I stopped doing things that didn't resonate anymore and just become my own energy and just came into myself and released my own kind of energy and breathed in my own existence and surrounded myself with my own energy and my emotions. Like, I remember when I painted this room turquoise 10 years ago, when I broke up with my girlfriend. I wanted to change, and I painted this room like a green, blue, turquoise because it's the most emotional color for me. This color of the wall and the door, this is the most emotional color. And that muck all over the wall, that dirty paint job, all that paint is at a stage where I was really messy in my mind, and my room was even messier than it is now, and I just destroyed this very emotional color by putting really ugly colors on top of it. So my plan with the room sorry, someone called me. Plan for my room for the next stage of my journey is to is to like paint it like a better color, like a wine red or an indigo or even white, but just a more color that inspires harmony and stuff, instead of like deep emotion. And having these walls kind of envelop my creativity has made my music very depth filled and like dark and emotional at times. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with the room. But I'm not even sure. With my music, I'm releasing a new project soon, and you can find that on my Bandcamp. It's called A New Cycle, and it's got an album cover designed by Sarah Silver, who's a visual artist from another dimension, literally. And what else? It's a rainy day. It's very wet. And whoo. Yeah, if you have if you're in a spot in life where you're surrounded by people and you feel kind of lonely, like you feel like maybe no one understands you or no one really gets you, if you can create a safe space inside and a safe space around you, you should do some soul searching on your own, because a lot of the so-called professionals will tell you that self-isolation is a bad thing, and self-isolation, maybe it's not for everyone, because there are such things as extroverts, but I don't know if that's natural. I think because extroverts don't really explore what's inside, and they get energy from others, whereas introverts get energy from inside, and they're kind of repelled by the energies of others, especially if they're like out to get them or not so empathetic themselves. It's hard to find people that you can connect with, and I've found that even when I find someone who's perfect or as close to perfect as you can be, I find that I even feel a repelling of us, and I don't know if it's because I haven't healed or it's just because we're both so, I don't know, nurturing or so much soul, and it's like maybe not meant to be or something. But I have a good feeling, and I have a good feeling about this for a lot of people watching this. If there's two people watching this, is I feel like we're going to start getting those relationships. We're going to start getting those people coming into our lives. And hello, I haven't met you before, but I know you and I've met you. And it's going to be like a reunion or something. And it's like again for the first time. Iris Coltwaite, someone who I admire. She's a girl from Norway. Iris Coltwaite just released an album called Again for the First Time. And it's a really beautiful body of art. It's got like acoustic elements. It's got like songs on there that are also there's a banger on there called Spring Rush, my hot plutonic subatomic crush, and it's got a song on there called, is it Shaky or something like that? And it's got a lot of good songs. Rodeo, and I can't remember what I was going to say. I brought that up for a reason. Oh yeah, Again for the First Time. That's what it's like meeting a soulmate or a divine counterpart or somebody who you just know from ancient times. You know, because when Atlantis fell, you know, that Plato talks about how Atlantis fell when you had Lemuria and Atlantis pretty much encompassing the whole world and its inhabitants, those masculine and feminine energies. When Atlantis fell and that place was no more, that's when the energy of the earth kind of fucked up, and we separated from our, you know, beautiful whatever we had, whatever it was, whether it was two souls inhabiting one body or two divine counterparts just being together in the flesh or in the 5D, and we've just descended from then. But it's like a reunion of energies now that we step into the new timelines. And yeah, I don't know if you feel this energy. And to be honest, I talk about a lot of spiritual stuff now that I lose subscribers but I gain subscribers as well. Like there's a couple of people that have watched these recent uploads, but I've been talking about this stuff for years, just kind of more what's the word, covertly. Like I've been saying things in my previous uploads, but nobody's noticed because no one sees them. But yeah, you can expect me to talk about this more, and the people that are subscribed to this channel probably aren't on that wavelength, and they're probably not into that stuff. And I don't have fans like that listen to my music religiously. Like I don't have a fan base, but if I did, the themes in my music have always been that of like spiritual stuff and aliens and stuff, so they should be used to it. And the music that I create now should be part and parcel with the messages I put on YouTube. It's going to be like a combination of music and spirituality for a while on here as I sort out what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. I don't have any plans just yet. All I'm doing is making space for what's to come. Like cleaning my room up and rearranging the whole thing and changing everything. We've been doing heaps of shifts around the house, like putting new tiles down and rearranging the lounge room, putting new carpet in and new lighting and stuff. And there's a lot of rabbits outside because my cat died. Miso died and he went to heaven. And there's a lot of rabbits because he's not hunting them anymore. So literally I'll go outside, head down the driveway, and I'll see like 20 rabbits at once in the paddock, sitting down all over the paddock. And it's funny. Yeah. And yeah, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Life is like a miso soup, and you never know what. It's like you ordered a miso soup at some random Asian restaurant, and the owners are the kids of some unsuccessful businessman who inherited the business, and now they've sold you a miso soup and they don't know how to make it, and for some reason each time you go in there, and for some reason you keep on coming back, the miso soup might be good, and one day the miso soup might be bad, but one day you come to the miso soup and you realize, hey, this is changing every time I come in. And you realize that life is like this miso soup, and sometimes you get like the best meat in, and you really bite into this meat and you go, I'm going to find a new restaurant. And then you leave that timeline of this is the miso soup that I stayed in for so long, and you go to the next bowl of miso soup. Then you might try something entirely different, like a zucchini. And that zucchini makes you realize that zucchinis aren't that great either. And then you move on to something really delicious, like a watermelon. And you eat the watermelon and you realize, yeah, life is like a watermelon. you always know what you're going to get. Because as soon as you reach that frequency of feeling the watermelon, now your whole entire life is just like a watermelon. Like when you get to that point in life where life is treating you right, because you're treating yourself right and you've got the right things inside, then forevermore life is like a watermelon. So yeah, you feel me? I'm gonna treat life like a watermelon for the rest of my life because it's really beautiful. And I'm still trying to figure out when I should get a new cat and when my mourning process is over for me. So yeah. Come for a walk in the rain. I don't know, some people look at this weather as ugly, but it's quite nice. I'll leave you with this. There's only so much understanding and conclusions that you can come to before you realize that you just have to let go and just be with yourself as you are, because you're always kind of perfect. You're always kind of exactly yourself, which is kind of a spark, and it's light and it's stardust. And then you go from I want to go home to I am always home, and I feel free, and it's just about letting go and being a child again. It's not hard to do, but sometimes we make it last a lifetime of trying to figure ourselves out when we realize there's nothing to really figure out. I'm learning this right now, and I wish you well on your journey to realizing the same thing. I'll see you later.